All right, let's do this. We're going live. They're waiting on Paramount. And it takes a couple minutes. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lindy's Treehouse. I'm Paramount USA. And you're at Lindy's Treehouse. And I am here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome chatters, viewers, lurkers, all my YouTubers and YouTube land. I am so excited tonight to be with all of you tonight. I hope you all can see me. Just say yes, I can see you. I'm live. Yes, okay. I'm touching my face. Yes, I'm live. Yes. Cowboy John says, hey, I'm driving, but I'm listening. Okay, Cowboy, I'm going to write you in the book. Cowboy John's in the house. Be careful, John. I tend to see. Be careful. We'll see you in a bit. So we got Cowboy. Cowboy's in the house. I have my little book here that I write down all my chats. Whoop. I write down all my chatters in my book, my chatter Bible. This is my chatter Bible, so that I can acknowledge all my chatters. And if I miss anybody in the chat tonight, I'm flying solo here as usual, but it's all good. Cass Runner's in the house. Hi, Cass. Welcome. I got my girls coming in tonight. We got Cass Runners in the house. I'm going to write her down in the book here. Welcome. I'm so freaking excited. I got my fellow YouTubers in YouTube land. We follow each other. We follow each other's streams. And so I've been going on their streams, and now they're checking out my streams. And it's so super fun. I just love it. Absolutely love it. I love to see people succeed. I love watching all the streams out there. Y'all are awesome. Yes, sending good vibes. Almost Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Yeah. I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse. And I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I always look forward to my Thursdays with my peeps. I got my para peeps, which is para and paramotor peeps, because I used to love to ride in the paramotors up in the sky. So I have a lot of my paramotors that follow me. And now I've got more YouTubers coming in. Check out my show. They want to see what Lindy's Treehouse is all about. And it's all about having fun, sharing positivity, sharing laughs, just being together, right? Checking in with each other. That's what Thursdays are about. Because if I didn't do this, then I wouldn't know how all my other friends are doing, right? All my YouTubers, how they're doing. So this is the way for all of us to check in with each other on Thursday nights. And I love it. And everybody is super cool. I so appreciate all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. And my old subscribers, of course, my chatters that come in every Thursday night and hang out with me in the Treehouse. Yeah, so this is how it works with the Treehouse. See, if you're the first one in the chat, then you get the lazy boy chair in the Treehouse. Okay, so every week the first one in the chat gets a lazy boy, and then everybody else gets the bean bags in the Treehouse. And then, because Treehouses, you want everybody to be comfortable, right? So I've already got the fridge up there loaded. I've got drinks and snacks in there. Let me know for next week what snacks you like, so I can put them I can go shopping and put them in the fridge. The Treehouse is just a place to get together, like when you were kids, because I have to, talk to all my newbies in the Treehouse tonight. And welcome Dee, and welcome Cass. I'm so excited to have you here tonight in the chat. It's so super fun. And that was weird. I'm looking at my I looked at my chat and it kind of went bleep bleep. Did your chat bleep too? Because mine bleeped. That was weird. That was really weird. because I have my phone here so I can look at my chat. And then of course I have y'all here in the chat. So I don't know if an ad was trying to come on or what, but I don't have enough subscribers to start having ads. I'm not there yet, that's for sure. So everybody say hi to Cass Runner. Cass Runner's in the house. She's one of my favorite, you're all my favorite. Okay, you're all my favorite. Cass Runner says, yeah, mine flickered, but it's good. Yeah, YouTube, yeah, that it didn't it do it on a live stream last night? And everybody was like, are you still here? Is everybody still here? Because it just, yeah, it flashed black for a second. Yes. Okay, so it's something in YouTube. That's kind of scary. That's scary because I know I've got an awesome internet. So it's YouTube then. If everybody else, if that happened to everybody, I got worried for a second because once in a while, you get these glitches. You know what? It's that dang AI stuff. I really think that they watch everything as it is, but that I hope nobody's trying to hack the YouTube, you know what I mean? Because that's happened before too. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Everybody welcome Cass and Dee in the house tonight. And like I said, the bean bags, we got all bean bags, all different colors up there. I loaded the fridge with snacks and everything. I made sure that y'all stay safe up there. I won't be long. We'll be having my little fireplace up there going. Not a real one because I don't want to burn the tree down. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about using your imagination. That's how Paramount. This is how the Paramount USA. I got the name Paramount USA because my son in California, paraglidingtalk.com, he's a paraglider. So 2023, became my nickname, Paramount. So my newbies that are in the chat, that's what the Paramount USA is all about. So I just stayed with that name. Yeah. And it's so much fun. I have so many cool people in YouTube land, and I appreciate every one of you. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. We got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm just waiting for my other chatters to come in, climb up that tree. I couldn't do the show without you, right? And I started my show. Did you see his paragliding video today? Yes, Flyer Bill, I did. I saw my son's video today. That was cool. I'm so proud of him. Well, of course, I have my other son that lives close by, closer to me here, my younger son. He's my other angel. So it's nice. Yeah, and all my family, of course, y'all know, all my family lives downstate. And I moved from Arizona in 2021, life changes, all that stuff. And Cass Runner said music too. Maybe one day we can have a song for the Treehouse. That would be really sweet. The problem is too, Cass Runner, is that I'm on the free plan with, as you can tell, I don't have, this is my background here. This is my background. Now I'll introduce you to everybody. My entourage back here. But this is my background. But I'm on the free version of the StreamYard. And you're only allowed like one video. And then, which I would love to do. I had somebody try video for me and they only let me play it once. And if you wanted to add anything else, then you have to pay for it. So I'm just on the free version, which is pretty basic, but it works for me. But yeah, honestly, Cass Runner, I can imagine what that song would be like too. Yes, I have one that like I said, that somebody made for me, and I used it. I only could use it once on here. And then if you wanted to add in other videos, so stupid, right, that you have to pay for more. And I've been using Grok, like chat, what is it, chat or whatever. Will Fly's in the house. What's up, Will Fly? Welcome, welcome. Come on in, Will Fly. We have Dee. Miss D, she got the lazy boy chair tonight because she was the first one in the chat. So welcome my newbies in the treehouse tonight. We got Dee and Cass Runner, my fellow YouTubers. So we follow each other on different YouTube streams. And so yeah, everybody, yeah, Will Fly, say hi to Dee and Cass Runner tonight. They stopped by to say hi and everything. And we follow each other's YouTube streams and all that. So it's pretty cool. And I mentioned them that I have the Treehouse or whatever, and they said, okay, we'll check it out. So I subscribed to their channel and they subscribed to mine. So Chat, Grok, Cloud, Gemini, you got to learn them all. Well, the problem is with Grok, they want you to pay for it now. Yeah. If you want to, $30 a month. Yeah, because I got on it today because I always use a lot of it for my show, right? And they said I had to sign in and everything, so I Googled it, and they're saying, yeah, that you can only ask them so many things, otherwise you got to start paying for it. So it's so ridiculous. It really is. Will Fly says, put your foot down and demand free. Yeah, I tried to put my foot down with my internet and demand free, but it didn't. Will Fly, it didn't work out. It didn't work out too well. Yeah, so I got my newbies in the house tonight, and I'm super excited to have Dee and Cass Runner here, and they can see how I roll here in the treehouse. Well, I don't literally roll in the treehouse, but this is my stage here. This is my stage. I used to do my show from my desk, and then my desk chair, my cat kind of destroyed my desk chair, and also my back. It was hurting my back after a while. So I decided to move my office to the couch, and it has worked for me, and I love it. And I just set up my whole wall background. I love to paint. So every week I debut a new paint. I don't know. Maybe my chatters have seen this picture before, but I love to paint. So every week I put a new painting on. Firebill says, so glad to have your friends in here. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bill. Oh yeah, Will Fly said hello to everybody, and Flyer Bill said, glad to have your friends in here. I've got some great people here in the chat tonight. And like I said, I couldn't do the show without you, because then I'd be talking to myself, right? So welcome, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse, and I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification so you don't miss a show. And I welcome, thank you, new subscribers, old subscribers, like I said, and my viewers. I have to say, my viewers that watch my show every week too. I appreciate every single one of you. And that's what this show is about. We all want to feel appreciated, right? And they help me out a lot, because sometimes I stumble with words, and they help me spell out my words for me when I'm doing a lot of my notes and everything. But this is my chatter Bible, I call it. So I write so I can look back and see who was here last week. And we really have a lot of fun on here. We really do. And let me start the show by introducing my entourage here. These are all my whatchamacallit. The name always messes my mascots. I have, because I think of, like, when you're in the treehouse and you bring your favorite books, or you bring things that make you feel happy, make you feel safe, make you feel comfortable. So I started kind of collecting all these, I call them my mascots. So to the people that are new to the channel, I'll just introduce you to these are my little mascots. I just started, I don't know. I just started collecting them. And every time I go out, I try and I pick one up to add to my show, right? So they keep me company. So I love to collect these Thai koala bears because I collect koala bears too. All right. Okay. And we'll go through this. And this is positive poo, right? We got positive poo because we all stay positive here in the show every week. Yeah, nothing but happy. He's so cute. And you know, his favorite food is honey. So if I had super chat, then I'd have everybody send him honey, right? Because he loves honey in his belly. Isn't he cute? So we all love Pooh Bear. Who doesn't love Pooh Bear, right? And then we have the Pillsbury Doughboy, which I picked up at a thrift store. And he is like super, super cute, everybody. Yeah, my little, yeah, for $1.25. Are you kidding? I was so excited to find him. Seriously. And then we got, let's see here. Oh, yeah. So when I was at Bob Evans having breakfast a month ago or so, I picked up Bob Evans the chicken because I knew I had to have him, right? I had to have him. I'm going to turn my TV off here because it's throwing my lighting off a little bit. So we're going to turn that off. Let me say here. Yes, we got to turn that off real quick. No reason to have it on. Okay, see if that helps. Yeah, this is my Bob Evans chicken. Super cute, right? Yes. And then I don't know if you heard of these little toys called the Palm Pals. And these are super cute. I was at the grocery store and I found this one for $5. Little Palm Pal. And it is adorable. Huh, Dee? Yes. So this is, yeah. I don't really have a name for him yet, but my Bob Evans, he was lonely. So I got him a friend. See. Yes. So that was my very first one. And then we have, since I have a calico cat and she's sleeping in the bedroom right now, Miss Molly is my little mascot. And I found a Miss Molly. Look at that. And she, and this is another one of those Palm Pals. So I was excited when I saw this because she looks just like my kitty. And she's super soft too. So I know I have a lot of them here. And I picked up this one at the thrift store because Moose, I love Moose, Mr. Moose. Yes, I know they bring him out at Christmas time, you know, but I thought he could make his debut. Debut? Is it debut? Is that how you say it? Debut? Thank golly, Miss Molly. That's right. Yeah, this is the Moose is Loose. Yeah, look at that. When I used to run my karaoke show when I was living in Arizona, back in the 2000s, I feel old. In the 2000s, early 2000s or whatever, I ran my own karaoke show, and we did the first show at the Moose Lodge, and so when I would get ready to do the show, I would say, you know, we get ready to do the karaoke, right? I'd say the moose is, and everybody would yell, loose. So I started that. Yeah, the moose is loose. So, but yes, Will Fly said, but say it fast. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Debut. Oh my God, Will Fly. Debut. Yes. Okay, and then we have my Hard Rock Cafe. We're going to keep moving along here because we all, you know, going to keep you here all night, right? So this is my other little mascot, Hard Rock Cafe Detroit, and from 2005 that I picked up. And with all the moving that I've done, like I said, I moved from Arizona in 2021, came back to my roots. Debut. Yes. So anyway, yes. So I got this one here. I'm surprised I even found him. That got him back because when you move and you move and you move, you misplace things. So, and this is George. He's very patriotic. I named him George. I got him at the thrift store too. Thought he was super cute. And then this was in memory of Granny Iva. I was a caregiver from 2005 2010, and Grandma, her name was Grandma Iva, and she had a dog named JB. So this is in memory of Grandma, and her dog's name was JB. So, and it was a Cocker Spaniel. So I love you, Grandma, in heaven. And yeah, and this is in memory of Grandma. And we're almost done here. I think we got everybody. Oh no, one more. Got Joe Cool. We can't forget Joe Cool, my Snoopy Snoop. Yes, he's the best. So Joe Cool's in the house tonight, so everybody can be cool, right? And then back here, I worked for Home Depot 30 some years. And if anybody's a NASCAR, you know that Joey Logano raced the number 20 car. And in 2010, when I was working at Home Depot, he came to my store, and I got the bear, and I got it autographed by Joey. And then, of course, we had to have Joey Bear, little Joey Bear, yes. And pretty cool. And then back here, if you can see my koala, Walter. This is Walter from Australia, because I have a friend in Australia named Walter, and he gave me this beautiful koala. You can see it back there, and I named him Walter. So he sent that to me a couple years ago. So cool. So yeah, so that's all my my beautiful. This is all my little mascots and everything that keep me company during the show, and I always have to introduce them to everybody because it just makes you feel happy, right? When you see all that. Some people think like, what the heck is going on there? All those little animals, but I don't sleep with them, okay? Molly's enough for me. Molly keeps me busy. So if I had all these on my bed and tried to sleep like that, Molly would have a field day. My Miss Molly, my little rescue. So yeah. So here, before we get started, I revamped a painting. I revamped a painting yesterday. Yes. Originally, I had something else in mind, and then I botched it, as the painters say. And so I tried something different. And there was already gray behind here or whatever, and I just put white for the background. And then, what do you think I used for the design? Tell me in the chat. Dee says, nice to meet everyone. What do you think I used for the design everybody let me know. Can you see it okay? There you go. What do you think I used to make this design, to make the design? Because you got it when you have the canvas, you have to get really creative, right? Let's see. Oh, Cast Runner got it. Yep. Forks. Yeah, I used a fork. I was like, a baster brush. No baster brush, no. Yeah, I used a fork. When you do your own paintings like this, you got to really get creative. And I started painting in 2022. My daughter-in-law invited me over to paint on New Year's Day. And I was like, I don't paint. I've never painted. I'm like, yeah, right, And so she got me into painting. And 50 some paintings later, I got paintings all over my apartment too. Yeah, so now I kind of stopped painting for a year or so, and then a couple years or whatever, and decided to start doing it again. And instead of spending money on canvases, I just find old paintings that I don't like, and find paintings that I don't like, and I just I call them revamp them, right? And it's so fun. And I also do painting with spackle, okay? And I love spackle painting. You know what spackle looks like when you have to, like in your house, so you get a hole in the wall and you grab the putty knife and you grab that spackle and just slap it on the wall or whatever. Well, I actually buy like the little containers of them, and I use the what did I say? The putty knife. And I dip the putty knife in the spackle, and I just slap it all over the canvas, and then it comes out pink, and then it dries white, and then you just paint over all the different designs that you had with it. It's super fun, super easy, because I'm more of an abstract painter instead of an illustrator. My daughter-in-law, she's more an illustrator. She's a beautiful painter. And so she taught me a lot of things, but there's so many things that you can use. It's amazing. It's amazing. So hi, John, welcome. John's back in the house. Cowboy John, say hi to Cast Runner and Dee. We got some newbies in the house, in the treehouse tonight. John, Cowboy John. Yes, I had to catch my breath. Yeah. So say hi to my newbies. Welcome, Cowboy John. He's awesome. Awesome sauce. You're all awesome sauce. Yes. So we're going to get started into the show tonight. I'm just kind of going through my notes here because I use my little cards here, right? I love using my index cards. I just go to the Dollar Tree and pick up index cards. And Mr. Bill said it's been too hot to fly. Oh, it won't be long. You'll be back up in the air again. You'll be back up in the air. And so the girls, the newbies in the house. That picture behind me here is when I took my first flight in 2022. And so I have a lot of cool my paramotor people. And my son, Robert, who's a paraglider, he used to do a live stream like this in 2000. He stopped doing it like 2 years ago. And after he stopped doing his show, everybody kept asking who's going to do Thursday nights, right? Since my son Robert stopped doing the show. Now here I am, right? The rest is history. Yeah, and I'm just having a blast. And I couldn't have started this without it took a village, right? And you all know, being streamers out there, that it's not for the faint of heart. It really isn't. And it took a village really to help me get this all started. And plus, it really built my confidence too. And amazing journey it's been since 2021. You know, I was 40 years. So 40 years in I lived in Arizona, and then with all the life changes and everything in 2021, I came back to Michigan, and to be close to family. And it's been quite a ride. It really has. I moved to my new apartment in January of this year, and I love it. My loft, my penthouse, I call it. I absolutely love it. I'm so blessed. And I'm so blessed to have every one of you in the chat tonight. I really am. The highlight, okay, so let's see. I'm going through my notes, and I was going to talk about something else, and I always get things all discombobulated. Yes. So the new word of the night is calmability. Calmability, that's the word. Yes. So what one word describes your current chapter in life? What one word describes your chapter in life? I have more notes here, and let's see. What's it say? John said, I have to drive 14 hours tomorrow to pick up cloth for my wife's quilting club. You're such a good husband. What a good hubby you are. That's a long drive, though. That's a long drive. Goodness gracious. I had, let's see. Let me think here. That's my closing one. Yeah, so I have to say welcome, welcome. And don't mind me. I'm trying to find my other notes, which I probably threw them aside. And I do this every week. Here we go. Okay. This is for later. So, yeah, so calmability. Don't mind me, because when I do my show, sometimes I'm all over the place, but I get it done. Because I have so much fun with everybody. And welcome, Paramount USA, and you're Lindy's Treehouse. And I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification so you don't miss a show. And Will Fly said, dang, John, what would you do for a six-pack? No kidding. Oh, my gosh. I don't, okay, let's get this started. I found my notes now. So I'm celebrating today because I have 1,500 days of sobriety as of today. 1,500 days of sobriety. Yes, me. Yes. I even started journaling in 2022 so that I could keep track of how many days I stayed sober. So I started on my first day, 2022 in July. Thank you, Flyer Bill. Thank you. Yeah, put some party hats in the chat there in the comments. Yeah, I want to see some party hats. Yes. And yeah, and so you're probably wondering, why I wear my cowboy hat, because living in Arizona, right? Living in the Southwest. Thank you, Will Fly. He said, congratulations. Living in the Southwest. I used to be on the rodeo trail for years and years and years. And I had a lot of fun. Did a lot of stuff. I had a little farm in Phoenix, and I missed that a lot. But when my boys were little and everything. But, once a cowgirl, always a cowgirl, right? I don't have horses because, they don't allow horses in the apartment or whatever. But, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for all the party hats. Thank you. Yes. So, yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I really am. I really, really turned my life around, and I always say God did it, because one day I just decided I don't like feeling like this anymore. I don't like feeling anxious every time I'd run out of wine, because I got off the rum and cokes or whatever. I decided, I'll just start drinking wine, right? And and so I would get low on my wine, like the wine box would start getting empty, and I would start getting really anxious and all that stuff. And I gave it to God. That's what I did. And I said, I want to feel like this anymore. I'm done. I am done. I called my son, my pastor's son in San Diego. And I said, hey, let's pray. Can we pray together? I don't want to drink anymore. I've had enough. And we said a prayer. And I get emotional about this, but, we said a prayer, and I never looked back. My self-help book, I'm not going to be like preaching on the Bible tonight or anything, but my self-help book is my Bible. Yes. I never went to classes. This is just proof that it was all God. It really was. I decided I don't want this anymore. And, I had so many opportunities that I could have started drinking if I wanted to, but I knew if I did, I'd be doing myself wrong. I would feel just like crap if I started drinking again and all that. And then I would think I wouldn't be able to stop, right? Because so many times I would drink and then I'd say I'm not done, and I would stop drinking for a year and then I'd start up again, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so going through divorces and all that is not fun, right? We've all been through it, I'll be honest. And I just, when I moved here and everything, and then finally, like I said, 2022, I woke up one morning and I was just like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And that was it. And I never looked back. Cold turkey. I just stopped because I was one of those closet drinkers, right? I would come home and think I'd have to have that drink as soon as I got home. And Bill says I also have some time not drinking, only by God's grace. Yes, you do, Flyer Bill. Congratulations, Bill. I'm proud of you. Yeah, so I hope and that's what this show's about, inspiring others. Yeah, I just decided I didn't want it anymore, and that was the end of it. That was it. Like I said, I quit cold turkey. I just stopped it. And talk about temptation, right? Last fall, my sis in Holland, Michigan, we always have like a girls' weekend, and so we all got together and we went to a vineyard, okay, and we all sat on this beautiful little wagon kind of thing, and the tour guide, he was like super cute. It was so funny. And so everybody had their little glass, and they would pour like wine samples in your glass. And the only thing I kept was my glass and some seeds, right, from the grapes, because you were at a vineyard. But I never drank. I didn't have one sip of that wine. I just did not have. I just like, nope. So I'm pretty proud of myself. So there's many times where, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. So I just thought I'd share that story with you, that you have to want to do it, right? I can't force anybody or say, you need to stay, whatever, I'm not that way. You have to really want to do it. And Fire Bill, you understand that. Yeah, you have to not want it. And I want to live long, and so I'm very blessed about that. Will Fly says, whoever got up the earliest today and didn't drink has the most sobriety. Yep. And let's see. Also, some time not drinking only by God's grace. Yes. Flyer Bill said yes. Yeah. And I'm just looking at the chat again. Whoever got up earliest today and didn't drink has the most sobriety. And Flyer Bill says, right. Yes. And so, and so 6 months ago, I moved into my new apartment. God's just been blessing me over and over and over again. I got my new apartment, and I was living in a little house apartment for 4 years, and then this opened up or whatever, and I came over here, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love my loft living and so much, and who would have known, right? And I use a fancy elevator because I'm on the 4th floor, and so I meet amazing people. Kind of a meet and greet, right? When you go in the elevator every day. Sometimes I get in the, I'll get in the elevator and it'll be like, oh my God, who's been in here? Because sometimes it smells like somebody's not, we have a whole, in this apartment, this beautiful apartment building, we have people from all different lives, right, live in this apartment. So you never know. But sometimes when I get in that elevator, I'm like, oh man, it smells like somebody hadn't bathed in a month, It's like, what the heck? But I meet some really cool people. I really have. It's fun. You never know, right? You never know who's going to pop in the elevator. I just put my smile on and everything, and there you go. And I have a beautiful, I know I talk to my chatters, when we watch our YouTube show, when we watch our YouTube shows every night, and Dee and Cass, they know all about that because we all follow each other. But I actually have a beautiful gym in my building. So I'm just letting you know what I tell you when I talk to you and say, I'm at the gym. There's actually a beautiful workout center in my building. And so I was super excited when I saw that because I had a bike, right? And I've always wanted an exercise bike. And so the Lord blessed me with an exercise bike. I always wanted to start seeing sunsets and sunrises, and he gave me some beautiful big windows in my apartment. So, like I said, God has really blessed me. He really has. And I thank him every day, and I don't take anything for granted, you know. It's such a different life now. It really is. You know, you always think, years ago, I thought, oh man, you know, my life was over, right? And you know all about that when you get divorced and you go through all the motion, everything, right? But there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm proof of it. So I am not the same person I was 5 years ago. Not at all. Not at all. So, all right. So welcome in. Grab a seat in the treehouse. Enjoy the view, and appreciate y'all choosing to spend time with me on Thankful Thursday. So I got my cards, my cue cards, right? Your cozy elevated spot up in the branches where vibes are always chill. The conversation flow easy and the views are unbeatable, right? And so I found this really cute treehouse quote. And let's see. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just watching the chat. Don't mind me. I have to get, I have my prescription for my glasses, you know, and I just have to shop around, and I really need to turn my subscription. What's the point of getting a new eyeglass prescription, right? If you don't go and get the glasses, you know, because I went and got my eyes checked a couple months ago. And I'm thinking, I think I need to go and get some new get my new lenses, right? So I can see better. So that's my next project. But the lenses and all that are not cheap, right? But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. So if I'm doing this and this, it's because I'm going blinder by the minute here, you know. So the treehouse quote is, come celebrate the magic of living high in the branches, reconnecting with childhood and finding peace above the ground. You and of a you and me house. So it's a you and me house, we call it. See, Flower Bill says, right? Yeah. Blinder than, I don't know, our bats, what do they say? They used to say when you're growing up, you're blind as a bat. So are bats blind? Please, would you guys all inform me on this? Are bats blind? This is how I roll. Little things pop in my head, and then I have to investigate, and then I have to go further with it. So I'm going batty here tonight. I'm going batty. Get it? Batty. Oh, where's Greg Laney when I need him? No, they are not. Okay, I wonder why people said that, right? Gosh. Or what's the other saying? Yep, I heard it right from the horse's mouth. And you're like, well, when's the last time you talked to a horse, right? I mean, these funny things that you grew up with or whatever, right? Cass says they screech and sound like sonar. Oh, I don't want to ever be close to a bat. Okay, I just remember the last time I really saw a bat close up was my biological cousin, because I'm adopted, and everybody in the chat, my other chatters know I'm adopted. 6 kids, 6 siblings in my family, and I found out that that my oldest brother was my half brother, and then I found out I have a cousin because he studied genealogy, and it's kind of a long story, but anyway, I went to my cousin's house in Mason, Michigan here years ago, and he collects trains. And so he had a big barn with trains. Yes, Cass, ick. Yes, Dee said. And he had a barn, right, that he has trains. He collects beautiful trains, you know, the ones you see in the museums and stuff. And sure enough, it was in the wintertime, and I look up on the ceiling right above my head, and I see something in the corner, and the bat was sleeping, but I was like, what is that big old hairy thing above my head? And he said, oh, it's a bat. They hibernate in here in the wintertime. I'm like, no, thank you. Okay, nice train set. I got to go now. I got out of that barn so fast. I'm like, I do not want to see them fly, right? Like that, what is that, Christmas Vacation, or what was that show where they were in that loft and all those bats were flying around with John Candy? Do y'all remember that movie? Do you know what movie that was? Funny as heck. Funny as heck. Oh my gosh. So the house rules tonight, okay? All my chatters and watchers and lurkers and viewers and all that good stuff in YouTube land. These are the house rules for the Treehouse, all right? Climb in with positivity, leave drama on the ground, laughter mandatory, and snacks encouraged. Yes, and no bats allowed. No, my Treehouse is bat free. Yes, okay. So because don't get me start going batty here again tonight, because So you got to get up every morning, put a smile on your face, and show the world all the love in your heart. And people will treat you better. You're going to find, yes, you will. You're beautiful as you feel. So my Carly Simon, right? Carly Simon song, my favorite Carly Simon. So we are going to get started here, peeps. And so the word of the day is calmability, which sometimes we all struggle with calmability, right? Yeah, I never knew that was even a word. I really didn't. I just happened to Google something, and calmability, it says. So what's the one word that describes your current chapter in life? What's the one word that describes your current chapter in life? You can put that in there. And then we will get started with new news to me. And then we'll get back to this. John says late. I like that. Yes. What is my new chapter? What's my new chapter? Let's see. I gotta think. Let's see. What's my new chapter? I'm just what's one word that describes your current chapter in life? Magical. Mine's magical. And Firebills is retire. Okay, I like that. Good answers. I like that. Yeah, I would say my chapter is magical right now. It really is. Just Google it. Carly Simon is 83 years old. I love all her songs. I've got her albums too. Do you remember? You know what? We have to do this again. Do you remember when I did my nostalgia night? Do you remember that? That was so fun. And I brought out all my old albums from the 70s. That was so fun. And I dressed up and everything. And Dee said she's busy. Yes. I got some hardworking girls out there. Yeah. I've been retired since 2020. So I'm happy to be here tonight and happy to be with everybody. And I love my show. This keeps me busy, right? And I was I made my debut on and PI is listening. PI 65, she's an awesome lady, and I was in the studio the other night on her show, and we have so much in common. She's an awesome lady. She's awesome. And so that's what I love. We're here to inspire each other and to make each other better, right? Not to bring each other down. We're here to bring each other up. And that's what I want to, that's what I bring to my show. And this is what brings everybody back. Will Fly Linda say debut. That's how you pronounce W. Debut. Okay, I said it. Debut. But then it sounds like debut, like that be you, debut. A debut? I'm sorry. Yes, and Dee said PI 56 is awesome. What is her real name? What's PI 56's real name? I don't even know. I got to learn all these people. Who's with what, right? And Will Fly says, gotta say it fast. Will Fly is like he spells everything out for me. Yes. But a PI 56 is awesome. I had such a good time, and everybody was so nice to me when I got in the studio. And John says, I like the butt. I like that. I like that. John says, I like the butt. I like the butt. Oh my gosh. Okay, so all right, let's get started. I'm coming out, so you better get this party started. Yeah, you got to get ready because I throw out some tunes sometimes. Just little bits. I don't go crazy because I don't get copyrighted, right? So, yeah, so I love this. The stream works for me. It's free, right? They're always trying to throw things at me. Try this, try that. I'm like, no, if I do that, my computer will crash or something. So I just stay with the basic, and it works for me, and I love it. Walter from Australia. We all know that it's tomorrow because Walter's in the house. Hi, Walter. How are you, my love? I was bragging about the koala you gave me, so I'm going to everybody put koalas in the chat. I want koala emojis because koalas are my favorite. I'm adding koalas in my chat. Yep. There we go. So everybody say good morning to Walter. Fireball says, wow, Walter's here. Yes. Walter from Australia. He's my sugar. I call him sugar. Yeah, he's sugar. Don't spit on the bananas. Fine. Thanks, Linda. Yeah, I love you. Look at Walter. I've got your koala bear up here. Oh, yay. Dee put it. Walter, I have two new chatters in the house tonight. I have Dee and Cass. So, Walter, say hi to Dee and Cass tonight. My newbies in the treehouse. Pretty excited, right? This is so cool. This is so cool. I just love it. I love it. So we're ready now. We're getting into the show because, I can't keep you here forever because we know at 10 o'clock, me and Dee and Cass, we know what happens at 10 o'clock on YouTube. And so we have to, which we'll be done with the show by 10 easily. But yeah, we always we have a show that we all meet in the YouTube land at 10 o'clock, and it's so much fun. All right, so let's get the new news to me. All right, new news to me. So I Google stuff, and I Google silly stories and everything. And it's getting darker and darker in here, of course, right? I need more lighting, I guess. Right? Am I fading out into the couch here? So new news to me. All right. So this is called Snake in the Helmet, y'all. Snake in the Helmet. It says an Arkansas high school football player got a massive scare during practice when he noticed a movement in his gear and found a venomous, I know how to say it, venomous, cottonmouth snake hiding under his pads. What strange thing have you found in your pair of wings, you guys? What strange? Did you ever find a snake in your wings when you get ready to fly, or you get ready to fly or whatever, and you bring out your wing? Have you ever found any mice or anything like that in your wings? I just wondered, or anybody else out there, have you ever opened up a suitcase or moved a box, maybe outside in the garage, and there'd be a snake there or something? I don't have to worry about that here. Thank God. Yeah. I don't have to worry about no snakes in my apartment. You know what I'm saying? But I just wonder if any of you have encountered a snake. I know Will Fly's got two Will Fly's got 2 wieners, you guys. Flyer Bills is a cricket. Will Fly has 2 wieners. Don't you, Will Fly? And the girls are like, what are we talking about here? He's got 2 cute doggies, little hot doggies. They're so cute. How are the puppies doing, Will Fly? You have 3. That's right. You have 3. How are they all doing? They doing good? What are their names again? Put it in the chat. Will Fly. We all want to know what the dachshunds, hot dogs, whatever they call those, the wiener dogs. Will Fly said yes, a snake in the barn when I was feeding cats. Who said, oh, Dee said that? Oh, yeah, Dee, you got animals, huh? Dee's got a little farm, I believe, right, Dee? I forgot about that. I had a snake in the house and a sticky mouse trap a few weeks ago. Ew, John. Oh, cowboy, yuck. And Will Fly says, thing 1, thing 2, and thing 3. Oh, my God. Yeah, Dee, I remember when I had my little farm, everybody put in the chat where they're from. Just put in the chat where everybody's from. Okay. So we can all like introduce each other. I know where y'all from, but just put in the chat where everybody's from. You know where I'm from. All right. I grew up in Michigan and I moved out of Michigan in 1980 and I moved to Arizona and then I made a full circle and came back here. So Cowboys from Tennessee, Will Fly's from North Carolina. I'll wait for my girls. And Flyer Bills is Northwest Louisiana. So I got everybody from all over the place, and it's so fun. That's why I do the show, so we can all check in on each other. That's what this is about. And yes, Dee has a Cast Runner is in New Mexico. It's beautiful over there. Thank you, Cast Runner. Yeah, I never asked where everybody was from. I know I hear when we watch our YouTubes, right? And we know Walter's from Australia, and we know it's tomorrow already because Walter's in the house. Yeah, so when I had my little farm, I used to get, there used to be mice. Mice would get in the feed bins. Yeah, it was yuck. For when I go to feed the chickens or something, it was like, oh my God. I don't know how they get in there, but they got in there, right? All right, we're going to go. This is called Barnyard Hero. Okay, this is Barnyard Hero. So I think Dee's going to like this one. A Texas family woke up to safety just in time because their pet goose raised an alarm and alerted them to a fire in their barn. And thank goodness that goose, let them know there was a fire, right? Because the goose would have been cooked for sure. And Walter says it's already tomorrow in Australia. Flyer Bill says, wow, Dee Hudson. Yes. Oh, okay. Let me read this. I'm going back. Dee says, yes, 16 cows, 7 cats, 1 horse, and a dog here in Virginia. Oh, wow. Okay. I have, actually, it's Scooby-Doo and Munchkin are part of my chatters. And they're not here tonight. Were they going? Is this the week they were going to a wedding or something? To his son's wedding? I'm not sure because I'm wondering why they're not in the chat tonight. Yep, I used to have all that. I remember when I had my little farm. I had all kinds of stuff. I had horses, goats. I had geese. I had what else? I had geese and I had ducks. And I raised a pig. Yes. And I adopted, Dee, you'll like this. I adopted a wild burro from the BLM in 1987, because that's when I still had my little farm. And she was in foal. So she had a little jack. And so I got 2 for 1. And it was the best experience ever, taking something out of the wild, bringing her home, right? and I put her in a nice little pen and everything. And every day I'd go out there, and I had carrots in my hand, and I would I put carrots in my hand, and I would put my arm way out. And you know how they have a long neck, right? And I put my hand out, and slowly but surely each day she started getting braver. And before you know it, I was putting a halter on her, and she was eating out of my hand. And and the baby was actually born in the backyard. So and of course I missed it because I was at work, but I get a call from the kids, saying Tangeray. I had him I named him Tangeray, and see if my son Robert was in the chat, he would remember the other name. Tangeray, and I forgot the other one's name, but Hot Buttered Steve's in the house. What is this? Pajama Jam? Excuse me. HB, what is up? HB, we've got 2 new chatters in the house tonight. Say hi to Cass and D. Cass and D are in the house tonight. My fellow YouTubers are in the house tonight. So make sure everybody say hi to Hot Buttered Steve. HB is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Hi, HB. How are you? You doing good? Are you doing good? You need a pep talk? You all right? Because remember last week we had a pep talk, right? And I told you, you just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you, right? Because we're here to be here for each other, right? Not bring each other down. So let's see, make sure I got everybody in here. Yes. HB, what the heck? Yep. HB is in the house. So I'm excited. So anyway, I'm getting to be a squirrel here, so I gotta go on. So anyway, yeah, so we had the burro. We adopted that burro. We had a couple horses, and my horse, I got him. Had a horse that I got from it was in Arizona. He was used. It was Pretty Penny Ranch, which was in Scottsdale, Arizona, and he was used for kids classes, right? And let's see. D says, "Hey HB, nice to meet all Linda's friends. They are. They're the best. They're the best." Yes, everybody welcome D and Cass in the house, in the Treehouse tonight. They're my fellow YouTubers. I found them in YouTube land. I said, come to Lindy's Treehouse. So I follow their streams and they follow my streams. So I'm expanding my horizon, as the saying goes, and it's pretty dang cool. So, so I ended up bringing my husband at the time didn't know what animal I was going to come home with or whatever, right? And so, I wanted a horse, the senator, who was 17 years old. And I wanted a horse that would be, because my kids are only 2 and 4 years old, right? So I wanted a gentle horse, but yet would know all the commands. So I brought him home and I learned how to ride on him too, because I wasn't a real good horseback rider, but I learned, I learned pretty quick. So pretty fun. I'm very blessed with the experiences I had on my farm, and we raised the pig, and that was a lot of adventures on that. And we had a really good time with all our animals. We really did. And I also taught my kids, right, to respect animals, to have respect for animals. And if any of their friends came over and did not respect my animals, I kick them out of the yard. Say, you can come back when behave yourself, right? So that was the rules. But so we're going to keep going here. We're going to keep going. So now we have, let's see. Walter says, HBS does your pencils, hey, lead. What? HBS does your pencils, hey, lead. I'm not sure what the Aussie talk is. Lead? Oh, lead? Lead? Okay, we're going to keep it moving here. So we have a pool hopping bear. A California homeowner caught footage of an uninvited massive black bear taking a casual, refreshing swim in their pool while munching on some gummy bears. And I made that part up. So, yeah, they found him in the pool, just sitting there with a little bag of gummy bears, just chilling, floating. Can you imagine? Just floating around in the pool with some, eating gummy bears. That'd be pretty funny, right? It'd be funny, but it's not, because I have a friend, Wendy. We all know Wendy Weaver. And she was on Facebook today, and she has a bear that keeps going and visiting her big dumpster and getting into the trash and everything. And they have yet to see the bear. She knows the bear is out there, but the camera is just not catching that bear going through the garbage. So she gets up in the morning, you know, the dumpster's like there's stuff everywhere. She says it's just awful. So, yeah, pretty crazy, right? I can barely talk about it. See, you can put haha in the comments. I know I'm on a roll tonight. I can barely talk about it. Yes, the bear. Eating gummy bears. Too funny, right? All right, we're going to keep moving because we still have couple things to talk about tonight. We have a stroller speed record. A former college track star officially smashed a world record by running an entire mile in 4 minutes and 17 seconds while pushing his young daughter in a stroller. So I bet his daughter loved that. Yes, put some bears in the chat. I like that. Hot Butter Steve. I'm so glad you're here, Steve. I really am. I'm very happy you're here. Hot Butter Steve says, if I ever die from choking on a gummy bear, just tell people I died from a bear and leave it all at that. That's right. Oh, that's funny, HB. That's right. I like that. But yeah, so this person was pushing their child in the stroller, and they did the entire mile in 4 minutes, 17 seconds. So that kind of reminded me of when I go on my trike tandems and I sit down that trike, and that trike goes across the Dee's cracking up. And that trike goes across the field, right? And I feel like it's like 4 minutes I'm up in the air, right? So how long do you think on the trike, when you're running that trike across the field, how many minutes do you think it takes to get up in the air? Because to me, it's like when I'm sitting in that trike and I'm in the front seat, right, in the trike, and just like you see in the picture here, and my pilot's behind me, and you're sitting to the ground pretty much, right? And you hang on like this. You sit down in that trike seat and you put your arms like this, because you got to keep your arms to the side so you don't break them off or whatever. And until you get up in the air, and you just fly down that field like crazy, and it's the biggest rush in the world. And then, swoosh, you're up in the air. You're doing these little turns, slight turns or whatever, and you're up there, and it's a rush. It really is. You guys, I keep telling Robert, my son, who's a paraglider and does have a paramotor, I keep telling him he needs to get a trike. So when I come to visit, that he can take me up on a tandem. So we'll see. So the tandem, when you see that picture behind me, that's when I got my very first flight with Eric, who was my pilot. Sadly, a year ago, he passed away from cancer, kidney cancer. So cancer sucks. And JD, if you're listening, my flamingo, I love you. I know you're out there. And I appreciate all your advice and everything. JD helped me get my show started too. And Scooby-Doo did, and Munchkin. But I have a feeling, I think, were they supposed to go to that wedding this week? Does anybody know? Flyer Bill, do you know if they were supposed to do a wedding? Because they're not here tonight. And I know Greg Laney, he's probably playing disc golf. He usually jumps in the chat later or whatever. So Walter says, I love Jade. Yes, I love JD too. JD's in Wisconsin. And JD had a paramotor accident a couple years ago, and she lost a leg, and so I'm always praying for her. I'm always praying for JD. I love her. She's the best. She is the best. So yeah. So anyway, enough about the stroller speeding, right? Let's see. I'm looking at my my notes here. Okay, we got one more here. A solo hippo master. Okay, a solo hippo master. Yeah, if you want, everybody put flamingos in the chat, in the comment. Put a flamingo for JD. I love JD. Yes, JD and Eric. JD was married to Eric, and Eric's the one that passed away last year. And so send hugs to JD. It's been a rough year, been a rough year for her. And so they're very good, very close friends of mine in Wisconsin that actually got me started in this paramotoring to go up in a paramotor. And who would have guessed, right? Who would have guessed? It changed my life. It really did. So if you have a chance to do something that you've never done before, do it, right? Just do it. Thank you, Dee. Dee put flamingos in there for JD. Sending my love to JD. So, Idaho player went completely solo to capture his second world record title for clearing out classic board game, Hungry Hippo. And how many board games do you think involve animals? So who used to play Hungry Hippo when they were growing up? The Hungry Hippo. Flyer Bill says, I'm out in the field with the puppies. I know you love your doggies. You love your doggies. We love our animals, don't we? I know, I sure love my Miss Molly. I adopted her in 2023 from the Humane Society. And she was my rescue. And then when I lived in Arizona, I had doggies in Arizona too. But you wish they'd live forever, right? So yeah, I'm wondering how many, and I forgot to Google this, how many board games involve animals? Like how many board games do they have out there that I don't remember. They got Hungry Hippo, but I don't remember the other ones. So just a thought. Yeah. I throw thoughts out there here and there during the show. But anybody that's just joining us, come on into the chat. Don't be shy. I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse, and I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm always just subscribe. Hit the notification, the like button, because you want to hit the notification so you don't miss the show. D hit the notification tonight. So super excited. I know I always say that. I'm super excited about tonight. I am. So I always have all my notes and everything. Let's see. Okay, so who used to of the girls out there and stuff, let's see, John says this hot weather gives me a headache. I just stay in my AC all day. Yeah, I'm sure it does. But if you have to work out in it, it's not any fun. But how many people in the chat used to own a hula hoop? People in the chat. Remember the hula hoops? You could buy like the sparkly ones. I don't remember if I ever know how to hula hoop. I wasn't that coordinated, but I was always jealous of people that could hula hoop. I bet Hot-Buttered Steve, Steve could nail it on the hula hoop. John said had a barrel hoop. Oh, there you go. Had a barrel hoop. Yeah, so that's so funny. I'm looking at there. Yeah, the hula hoops. I had like a sparkly one, but I wasn't the best hula hooper. I wasn't the best hula hooper or whatever, but I just remember all the, that was something you got for Christmas or for your birthday, right? The hula hoop, stand out in the front yard. That's before everybody got cell phones and all that. AI and everything else started, right? But we had a Chinese guy that it said that he managed to spin 33 hula hoops and his body on his he had 33 hula hoops on him at the same time, right? So he won the Guinness World Record, suspended upside down to break the record. How in the heck, right? How? Let's see. Dee says, I had a hoop, but I couldn't do it either. Yeah, we just want to look cool, right, Dee? Yeah, yeah. And of course, the hula hoop, what the hula hoop came from, the hula hoop came from the Hawaiian, right? See, I wrote it right here. Let me see. When I wrote my notes here, the hula hoop came from, here, let me see here. I'm going through my notes. Sometimes I get myself all mixed up here when I'm writing everything down. The Chinese man spun 33 hula hoops, and then I wrote my other notes here, but they came from Hawaii, right? They came from doing the Hawaiian dance or whatever, right? The hula dance. That's where the that's where the hula hoop came from. So it's pretty cool. So I'm looking at all my papers here. Okay. Oh, here it is. All right. So we can talk hula hoops. All right. I found my notes. John said, no, Klinger discovered hula hoops in Korea. I saw it. Oh, Klinger. Yes. Klinger. I bet you did, John. You see a lot. I know you see a lot. You've seen a lot, John. Cowboy John. He's the best. I am like so happy. Let me yell real quick at all my chatters that are in the chat and all the people that are probably just joining and viewing and all that stuff. I'll say hi to my family out there if you're watching. Let's see here. Let's see. As my phone is going crazy. So we have Dee in the house, Miss Dee Hudson in the house, Mr. Bill, Cowboy John. We have Cass Runner joined us tonight, Will Fly, and HB, right? And Walter from Australia is in the house tonight. So happy to have you all here. Welcome, chatters. Welcome, viewers. Welcome, all my subscribers. Y'all are the best. So did you know, did you ever wonder who invented the hula hoop? Well, now I'm going to tell you. The modern plastic hula hoop was reinvented and patented by Arthur Spud. Okay, so Spud invented the hula hoop. Mellon and Richard Neer, the co-founders of the Whammo manufacture company. We all remember Whammo. So that started in 1958. However, the concept was inspired by wooden and bamboo exercise hoops from Australia. And they have the toy hoops have been used globally for thousands of years. So pretty cool. So it says Joan Anderson popularized the idea in the U.S. after seeing bamboo hoops in Australia. And she and her husband brought the concept to Whammo and coined the name hula hoop. So Joan Anderson's the one that named the hula hoop. See, this is what I do. I find these little things and then I go into and pick it apart, right? And I talk about that certain subject, that the hula hoop. Oh, who did the hula hoop? Like last week we talked about Betty Crocker and copycat, Walter says, and thought Spud invented Mr. Potato Head. Well, maybe, but they said his name was Spud, and they said Spud and Whammo, right? And so the name hula hoop, because of the hip movements, match the Hawaiian dance. So that's how the hula hoop started, right? So pretty interesting. Yeah. So I love to find these little, I call it, I guess, blogging. I call it like blogging, blogs. I guess you call it blogging. And because because I find all the little interesting facts and stories. And then, like I said, I kind of pick apart dissect some of the stuff. And last week we talked about Betty Crocker, and we said that Betty Crocker was a fake, right? I always thought Betty Crocker was real. So we talked about Betty Crocker last week. And then we also talked about Duncan Hines, which is a real person, but Betty Crocker was not real. So many people I asked, like, oh, yeah, I knew she wasn't real. I always thought that Betty Crocker was real. I did. I mean, I never questioned it, right? I'm like, oh, okay. She's on the cake box and all that. So it's pretty funny. Okay, so tonight, so now something came to me today because I was like, what am I going to talk about, right? What am I going to talk about tonight? Because I always pick kind of like one word, right? Like I said, and Dee Hudson, she's not real. No, Betty Crocker's a fake. It was just an imaginary person that they made up. I always thought she was real too, Dee. Yeah, see, I'm glad somebody else thought the same thing I did. Yeah, I researched Betty Crocker and she was not a real person. Yeah, I almost fell over when I read that. I'm like, you're kidding. All these years, right? But yeah, Duncan Hines. Yeah, Dee says, wow, I didn't know that. See, Dee? See? And Duncan Hines, he was a real person, and he was an entrepreneurist too. So I did some history on him last week. So tonight we're gonna close the show with I always pick subject to talk about at the end of the show, and something came to mind today, and I call it back to the basics. Okay. Because I always talk about all the fun stuff. You never know, because you got to mix it up, right? When you do a live stream, because you want to keep everybody, you want to keep everybody here and listening and all that stuff, right? And keep however you say it, and you don't want to lose your audience. So even the ones that watch my show the next day, that works for me. Watch my viewers are going up, and Walter says, "You are so clever, Linda. I love you." I love you too, Walter. I love you too. So back to basics, okay? And yeah, we got to mix it up every week. I never know. I kept procrastinating because I knew I had to get my show ready, right? And I finally had to sit my butt down today, and I had to get into what am I going to talk about. And so Google's my friend, right? I'm the Google girl. And then something in my mind said back to basics. So the word basic, excuse me, that's a word we use all the time, right? Basic. When you're in conversations, basic just means, to me, basic means, what does basic mean to you? Basic means to me, it means just keep it simple, right? Just keep it simple. And sometimes you're having a conversation and you say, well, basically, it could really go this way or that way, right? So, but I am a basic person. I'm a basic person. I love to keep things simple. I want to keep life simple, right? I don't need all the big stuff. I keep it. I love my, I have my beautiful apartment here. I don't own a lot of things, but what I do have, I love, and I keep it basic, right? Keep it basic. So the word basic functions primarily as an adjective. So noun or slang term, fundamental, essential, or unoriginal. So basic is it has starting points, it has simple necessities, scientific properties for mainstream cultural tastes. So yeah, basic, the word basic or whatever, back to basic, there's a lot of different meanings to that, right? I never thought about that. I'm doing this show and getting into some of this stuff makes me think, and I always like to share it with everybody, all my viewers and everybody. and to make people think, right? And to learn something too, because while you're learning, I'm learning. So the basic is fundamental, right? Is foundational, foundational, serving as the starting point or bottom layer of something. So see, okay, so basic, right? So yeah, so you're serving you're as the starting point or bottom layer of something. Example include basic math, equation, or basic training. So that's kind of cool, right? And then essential, required for life function or existent, basic human rights or basic food staples. So, you know, it's crazy how this word just kind of, so many meanings, right? Simple or plain, lacking complex details, extra features, or ornamentation. An example is a basic hotel room, only a bed. So that's another thing too, right? Because or like when you go out and you go to look at a car, right? And you want to buy a car. And I'd be like, I just want a basic, back in the day. I don't need all those extras, right? No, I don't need that extra. I don't know what's some extra things they used to put in the vehicles, right? When you buy your first car or whatever, just keep it basic. Okay, I just want, what color do you want? If you get this color, then it's going to cost this much. No, just give me, someone was saying that like people that buy like white cars as to like cars different colors, that the white car is more expensive than the colored cars. So that colored, like the red and blue cars or whatever. So Will Fly says superfluous stuff. Yes. I remember just saying, no, I don't need that. I don't need that extra stereo in there, this and that. Whatever things that used to come in these vehicles, they would make you pay extra for. Walter says 3-speed on the column. There you go. Yeah, see, Walter, yeah, so interesting how you use that word basic and everything in our everyday living, right? But I'm like I said, I'm simple, and I like, just basic, right? Let's just keep it basic. Walter says 4 on the floor. See now he says, now I'm talking his language. Yes, basic. But so yeah, so that's the word. That's the word. Back to basics, right? And I always like to throw a word out there that make everybody, just make everybody have to think about it. What basic. So are you all basic? Are you basic people pretty much? You like to keep it like simple. Sometimes they have like like the menu, right? I don't need the side dish or whatever. I don't need the salad, I'll just take the basic meal tonight or whatever, right? I don't need the extra. Simple, yes. Well, Walter's kiss, simple kiss. And but you want to just keep it simple, right? I like that. JD, I just saw this. JD, 1 foot forward is in the house. Everybody, let's put flamingos in the chat for JD. My besties in the house tonight. Everybody say hi to JD. We have Dee and Cass are my new chatters. JD joined me tonight. They're my YouTubers that we follow each other. So they're in the chat tonight. They're awesome. 1 foot forward says no. Oh, Fire Bill's meat and potato only. Are you also Bill's a meat and potato guy? Yes. And 1 foot flamingo, yes. She's the one that she's the one that I was talking about that got me on my first tandem. So yeah, Dee and Cass Runner are in the chat tonight, my new girls, and I was bragging about you, JD, and you know that you probably heard me because I knew you were listening, because I love you very much. I love JD. She's the best. She is. She helped me get all this stuff started. Her and my other friend Linda, her name's Linda too. Linda Gypsy, I call her Gypsy. And she lives in Texas. And she was my co-host when I first started my show. And yeah, we all send our love to JD. Love you, girl. And you text me, you message me anytime you want, girl. Anytime you want. You need to call, need to vent, whatever. You know, Jade, I'm always here for you. And HB, I'm always here for you too. You know, I remember I gave you a pep talk last week. We're all, you know, think about it as I wind down the show, because my computer's winding down. We're all on a journey, right? We're all on our own journey. And I don't judge anybody. I encourage them. I love to inspire people, and I give back. You know, I love giving back. And, you know, that I take my little shuttle bus, my bus wherever I need to go. And there's been a couple times where I've been on I'd be on my way to do my grocery shopping or do whatever, right? And one day there was I know I told my story before, but Dee didn't hear it. Dee and Cass haven't heard it, but talking about giving back and inspiring people that there are nice people in the world. This lady was on her way for dialysis, and she forgot her money, her bus money. So I paid for her bus fare that day. And while JD says, Walter, I'm glad you're here. I've been wondering about you. Hope you are well. See, that's what the show's all about. Everybody checks in on everybody. If you haven't heard from them, that you're always like, where's so-and-so? Why aren't they here? And this and that, right? But yeah, this poor lady, I could tell she was frustrated. And then the bus driver, there really wasn't much he could do. And I purposely keep extra bus fares, bus money on me when I go on my little shuttle bus in case somebody needs that, you know. And when I gave the lady, you know, when I paid for her ticket, I didn't even think her bus fare, right? I didn't even think twice about it. I just did it. She got the biggest smile on her face, and she was so, you know, emotional, and I got emotional, and she said, thank you so much, you know. And I said, no. She goes, are you sure? And then on the way back, she got on the bus again and wanted to give me money. And I said, nope, I don't want it. And she said, so thank you so much. So I know I made her day, you know. I know I made her day. And it probably won't be the last time they do that either. So it's all about paying forward, right? It's all about inspiring and inspire somebody, you know, and let them know that, you know, that there is somebody that cares in this world, right? Because a lot of people aren't very nice. So, and what you give back always comes back to you, right? Is that how they say it? What you give back comes back to you. And I'm living my best life right now. I am totally blessed. I'm totally blessed to have all of you here. And I'm glad JD's in the house. JD's in the house tonight. And I love all my chatters. And I have to say, welcome, Dee. And Dee was the first, Dee and Cass Runner, and Dee was the first one in the chat. So she got the lazy boy chair tonight. So you have to be the first one in the chat to get the lazy boy chair. Otherwise, everybody got the bean bag. So it's all about, we just use our imagination and all that stuff. So it's pretty fun. But I don't think we're going to do the spinning wheel tonight. Maybe we'll do it next. We'll try and do it next week when Munchkin and Scooby are back here or whatever. Oh, yeah, I have to tell you, Dee and Cass, we have this thing that I do, and I bring out a spinny wheel. See, here's my spinny wheel. And we give away fun socks, and we give away koozies. See, so you spin the wheel, and whoever's name it comes on, I send them a koozie. Dee says, thank you, Linda, for the invite to your treehouse. I enjoyed it so much. I will be here every Thursday night. See you in the courts. That's right. We watch our court program. Yeah, we do, from Tucson. It's live at Tucson, Arizona. And we all get in the chat and we watch the courts. That I'm so hooked. So every night at 10 o'clock, and then also my time in the at noon, I got my phone on. I'm hanging with all my chatters. That's how I met Dee in one of the YouTube things. I'm watching this live court. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So thank you so much. I'm so glad that you came here tonight. I so appreciate everybody. Thank you, Cast Runner. Gosh, let me slide this up here. There we go. Thanks for joining us tonight. 1 Foot Flamingo said. And then, yeah, next week we'll oh, thank you, Will Fly. Will Fly says thank you for the show. Linda, you rock. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, next week we'll definitely do the spinny, and we're going to give away, we give away the cute koozies, which a lot of people have won koozies. And then we have, if Dee's still listening, we give away these fun foodie socks. Everybody likes foodie socks. So we give away these, and I have a bunch of socks and stuff still to give away. And I love giving stuff away, and I love to make people happy and make them smile and all that stuff. So I'm going to read this real quick. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching the live stream tonight. It was so fun chatting with all of you and your comments and spending this time together, whether you're a regular or was your first time. I'm truly grateful you chose to be here. All right. So just remember now. Okay. Let's see. Will Flies, thank you, Lindy Rock. And Walter says Gorilla is doing Tuesdays, right? Well, I have no idea what Gorilla is doing. I see his YouTubes though. I'm glad he's doing okay though with his what's that thing that he lives in. But okay, so just remember, all right, you're braver than you believe and stronger than you seem and smarter than you think. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow, right? Stay on your 5 P's: prayer, priorities, peace, positivity, and patience, okay? So this, I love this right here. And I'm going to say this here. I wrote this down today. You're an original, an individual, a masterpiece. Celebrate that. Don't let your uniqueness make you shy. Don't be someone other than the wonder that you are, because every star is important to the sky, right? Every star. Thank you, Dee. Dee says, great show, Linda. Thanks, Dee. I'm so happy that you came. And yeah, so thank you, everybody, for stopping by Lindy's Treehouse tonight. And stay as unique that you are, okay? Everybody, don't let anybody steal your sunshine. Don't let anybody steal your sunshine. Yes. And hopefully next week we'll get Greg Laney will be back. And yeah, he's got that box truck. That's right. Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? Personally, I couldn't live in a box truck. I would go nuts. I really would. I mean, God bless y'all, you know, if that's your thing. But yeah, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. So, but everybody, please be safe. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you to all my lurkers, my viewers, my new subscribers, my old subscribers. I appreciate every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe to my show. If you haven't subscribed, hit the like button and hit the notifications so you don't miss the show. And I'll be back here next Thursday, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looking forward to seeing everybody. And you know where to find me. Okay. I love all my friends. And I love my newbies that joined me tonight in the Treehouse. Much love, much love. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. Okay. Say your prayers. Say your prayers. Jesus loves you. Stay safe out there, because I want to see y'all back here next week, next Thursday. And Munchkin and Scooby, I missed you here tonight. Greg Laney, I missed you here tonight. I know Joe Adele, they've been getting hammered with rain in Indiana. So I bring their names up because I know they're always here in the chat. And I love y'all bunches. So y'all just enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of your week. And I'll see you next week. And Scooby might have his show tomorrow night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And hang in with Scooby. Scooby's Hangout. Scuba's Hangout. Yeah, Scuba's Hangout. He's usually in the chat, and his show is every Friday night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check him out too. So yeah, I got to give a shout out. So I will see y'all next week. Okay. Much love. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. I'm glad that y'all enjoyed tonight. I had a blast. I did. So say your prayers. Jesus loves you. And I'll catch you all next week. And if I don't see you on the air, I'll see you in the air. That's right. Oh, yeah. Show number 111. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, I did write that down too. Yes. Show number 111. So that's pretty crazy, right? 111th show already. Who would have thought? 2 years later, I'm still sitting here doing this, but it's so fun. So much love to everybody. I love you bunches, and stay safe out there in YouTube land, okay? And thank you, Dee, from the bottom of my heart, and Cast Runner for joining the chat tonight, coming up on the Treehouse and hanging with us. I so appreciate both of you very, very much. So I'll see you in the other stream. I'm going to close this down, and then we got to jump over and watch the courts tonight. So love you bunches. Bye, everybody. Let's see. We got to end the stream. Thank you, everybody. Love ya. Love you bunches. Be good out there, okay? Be kind to each other, all right? All right. Bye-bye. Here we go. End the stream, and we're going to end the stream. Where is it? Bye, everybody. Much love. And that's it. End it. Yes.